all escaping right now. And she has a degree in cognitive
learning theory.
Thank you. And a lot of her practice has been around using some of the products that you hear about with salt. So when she heard about the product and all the ingredients in it, it just made sense to her. She came on board, and we couldn't be luckier to have her. So will you please give me some help and give it?
I want to thank you for being here, simply because he's going to take pictures for my website. There you go. Tag you all on Facebook. That's good. We'll do a core later. My thing is to talk to you about soul. Like Brigham said, I have my PhD is in cognitive learning theory, and I teach people about their brain and how they learn. I started studying nutrition 5 years ago, and particularly your body chemistry, your pH. If you don't know what your pH is and your body chemistry, I will teach you. It is life-changing. And since that time, I've gotten degrees in whole food nutrition, integrative holistic health, precision nutrition. Right now I'm finishing a cert in precision fitness nutrition. But I might drop out because the professor thinks caffeine's good for you, so I'm arguing with him right now. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. So I work out of several clinics. I do everything from something called photobiomodulation, which is advanced laser therapy. And I treat everything from stroke patients to concussion, ADHD, Asperger's, Tourette's, and all of those things. And I also work out of a health and wellness spa. So that's a little bit about what I do, and I work with a lot of other people in the field who our main goal is health and wellness. I came across Soul in January thanks to Nick, and it is life-changing. I, of course, had to investigate it first, do my own research, and say I'm not putting this in my body until I investigated it. Well, I did, and it was life-changing for me. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. I'm good to go. I was diagnosed, and within 2 weeks, I went from not getting out of bed to running a half marathon. And then the following Sunday, I was nuts and did a 10-mile trail run. So I run all the time. And since I just told Brigham today, he and I are both winners. I had to tell him I kicked a mile off my pace time, so I was really thrilled this week. So anyway, but my job is to tell you about soul. You know what's in soul, but I'm going to give you the other side of soul, the science behind black cumin, black raspberry, grape chardonnay, and D-ribose. And I talk fast, but I don't want to keep you here till midnight because I could talk till midnight on this. I will tell you a lot of this information is free for you on my website. If you want it, I give it all to you. I believe you need to educate everybody in the world on soul. You need to share your story, and you need to tell them why black cumin can be life-changing for people. I can't tell you that it cures. I can't tell you that it will make cancer go away. But I can tell you that it's been treatable and it's been used for cancer treatment. I can tell you that black cumin's been used as an anti-inflammatory, an antimicrobial, and an antibacterial supplement for centuries. They've used it as far back as King Tut. I spoke at convention, and I'll clarify. There have been documented cases in India where black cumin is so strong, pending how they use it, I'm not sure, but it can bring a mother's breast milk in. And then it's been used in other cases, and so strong, I'm not sure what they combined it with to prevent pregnancy. I'm not sure if that actually worked because I wasn't there all those years ago. But there are documented cases that if you look back in the history. But I look at black cumin because it's one of those things, because of the compounds in it, there's 100 of them, a little bit more, that it works in everybody's body differently. So although you might have neck pain, and you might have a lower back injury, or you might have sprained your ankle, for some reason, black cumin knows where your pain is and can go and fight it. It's an amazing thing that comes from a seed. I have seen black cumin used for pancreatic cancer research, and I have seen it used to lessen the toxicity effects of chemo in breast cancer patients. I will tell you that most of this research comes from other countries. The United States isn't quite there yet. They're not quite willing to embrace it, but some holistic hospitals are, and so are some homeopathic oncologists in the United States. They're starting to look at that. Black raspberry is one of my faves. University of Ohio has done a ton of studies on how black raspberry is. The most important thing about black raspberry that you need to know, and if you're not sharing this, please do, black raspberry is one of the world's best antioxidant berries on the market. It does. And what that means is when you eat it, okay, It goes in your system. I can give you all the chemical names, but I won't bore you with that now. But what it does is it gets rid of all the free radicals in your system. It binds them together and helps your body get rid of them. We call it an antioxidant. In other words, it lets your blood cells, red blood cells, carry oxygen the way it's supposed to. That's the number one benefit of black raspberry. There's a research study from Ohio that says that men who take black raspberry seed can show a 46% less likely probability of developing prostate cancer.
Wow.
And I said somebody in here mentioned aphrodisiac. Well, if you go back to the Greek times, that's what black raspberry was used for. So add some black raspberry to your diet. So that's with black raspberry. And there's so many other studies on black raspberry and the benefits. The darker the berry, the better it is in your system. And that's just
Everyone said Dr. Barry Sweet.
I'm going to get in trouble for that, I know. Okay. Black raspberries are very good for you. Not the red ones, they're sweet, but black raspberries have much better health benefit. The other unique thing about grape Chardonnay seed, which is also in Sol, we know this, is it has been used and documented in cases. The biggest one that I have seen is that the fact it helps with brain clarity. They say it lessens your brain fog, and I'll tell you why. Grape Chardonnay actually works in your system to help balance your pancreas out a little bit. In other words, it helps balance your blood sugar. So when you eat and your body releases the insulin, the glucose, they want to pair together. Grape Chardonnay helps that pairing. So you don't have too much glucose, your blood sugar is not too high, and it helps balance that out. That balance is what gives you mental clarity, okay? And that's one of the things that grape Chardonnay will do in your system. Now, I know my lawyer will probably yell at me and say that grape Chardonnay will do that, but here's the deal. I've been in this field long enough, and I've seen it happen. I've seen people take grape Chardonnay seed to help prevent wrinkles, to help lessen gray hair. Or, I have seen people take grape Chardonnay because it has resveratrol, which is great for cardiovascular health. There was actually a study done with grape resveratrol that lowered the risk of heart disease in women, particularly women who have gone through chemo and radiation. And I know radiation with breast cancer is a big issue because it does affect the gray matter around your heart, which then can create heart and cardiovascular problems later on down the road. So I have seen grape resveratrol used, and I've read some of those studies in that area. So from a health perspective, grape Chardonnay is just as vital as the black raspberry and the black cumin. And here's the powerhouse of Sol. All three of those, this is the coolest part. All three have been known to fight anti-inflammatory agents in your body. That's called the triple in baseball, but in my world I call it a home run. So we just skip home plate. But it works. And I've seen so many testimonies. I can give you testimonies from a gentleman who will never let me release his name that told me his hemorrhoids went away in 2 days. After having them for 8 years and having surgeries. And I know we laugh, but that's an important thing. Can you imagine living with that for 8 years?
Whoa.
It's hard. And he was like, he called me up. He goes, I stole some Sol from my wife, and I just got to tell you, it works. She doesn't know I took it. I said, she's going to know at the end of the month because she's going to be a couple packets short. So he ordered his own box. So those are just some of the things that all three of those things synergistically work together in your body. But I forgot one. What did I forget? D-ribose. People say sugar and think bad. It's the sugar you should love. It's actually in your system. It's one of those important sugars. There's real long, complicated ones that my 15-year-old would tell you how it bonds to the oxygen and the ion. He would draw the map and drive you nuts, but he does that. He's great. But D-ribose is the necessary ingredient you need in your body to heal. If you did not have any D-ribose, none of you would be sitting here right now.
Wow.
Because your mitochondrion would not be able to make something called ATP, identified triphosphate. You can say it really fast 3 times. It's a lot of fun. ATP. ATP is the mechanism that gives your body the ability to promote healthy cells and heal. You need that. You need D-ribose in your system to make that happen. So that's the key, and that's the tie-in with why Sol works. It gives your body that strength to promote the healing process. There's so many, I know everybody in this room has a testimony. We all do. How many of you have a testimony that just knocks your socks off? How many have somebody who's called you back a half an hour later and go, oh my, sign me up? That's important. You need to share that. That emotional connection of what soul does. I had a woman cry this week. First one, and I've been on this since January. I've been a RAIN partner since April or May after I met Russ and Brigham and Bethlehem. She cried. She has scleroderma. You know that's chronic pain. So, and she said, you know, I'm crying, you know, so, and I'll give you that full study in 30 days because I'm actually doing a little study with her that I will post on my website for you. I had an eczema patient, again, breast cancer survivor. I work with a lot of breast cancer patients. Breast cancer survivor. Severe eczema as a result of the damage chemo has done to her system. Within 7 days of being on Soul, the difference in her was amazing. She was not in pain, not itchy, it was incredible. So you see those things, and I know why, chemically and biophysically, why that happens. But I want to share that with you. Why it works is because you have 3 things working together that work as an anti-inflammatory, 3 things together that work to balance your body chemistry, your pH, the body's ability to carry oxygen and not be so oxidized. We call it acidosis, that's the bad part. And then you've got that healing property of the D-ribose that allows your body and supports your body's system to have all of that work in a very nice, healthy circle. So that is what soul is to me. It is a perfect, complete puzzle for health and wellness in the human body. And it works differently for everybody. So that's the importance of soul. And I'm going to throw something at you that I want you to think about. I talked to a lot of people, a lot of doctors, a lot of friends, and I had somebody the other day, and I shared this at dinner, and I'll share this with you because I want you to be able to throw this at people when they throw this line at you. How many of you have ever heard the line, well, it's not approved by the FDA? Well, here's what I said back. I think I might get in trouble, but I'm going to say this anyway. Most people know I'm sort of kind of anti-pharmaceutically based when it's not medically necessary. I said to him, well, you know what? I know your husband's doctor said not to go on it because it's not approved by the FDA. I said, but let me tell you something. I said, let me talk about the drugs your husband is on that are approved by the FDA. Let's take a look at some of the side effects. Number 1, he's losing his hair. Number 1, he gained 40 pounds. Number 3, he has erectile dysfunction. And number 3, he can't sleep at night. He hasn't slept for the past 8 years. I know that was fast. You can play that back on slow motion. And I said, but yet those drugs, and those are just the 4 ones we noticed. I said, I don't tell you about the fact that his liver cells probably can't process half of those meds, and he's probably going to be in adrenal fatigue in about 6 months. But yet he's on those drugs. They are approved by the FDA, and you're willingly taking them. So now you're going to tell me you don't want to take Soul because it's not approved by the FDA, but yet the only side effect I've currently heard in the 10 months I've known about Soul has been the fact that they didn't like the taste. So, and I'm sure everybody else has 1 or 2 cases. I haven't, the only side effect that I've seen is improved health and wellness. So that was my line back. So if you want to steal that, please
That's
do.
good. That's a good one. Give it a hand.
Could you give this to infant which has cancer or
3 years old.
tumors?
What, excuse me?
3 years old.
Can you give it to somebody who's 3 years old? Yes, absolutely.
Pregnant woman.
Yes, I have had, I always tell people to talk to their doctors first. Always, you have to have that clarified. Even in my practice, I always clarify, look, I do not have a medical degree, but please, please talk. I have had pregnant women and nursing women who have taken Soul, especially alleviate back pain, help them sleep. So, I have. People have willingly taken it and have had phenomenal results.
But most of the doctors, they are online, different lines, right? They are not on nutritional. So how could we convince the doctor to take this?
You can try. Some doctors are so closed-minded, they do not want to know. And the thing is, I try to open the door and discuss with them and say, look at the other side. This is not going to cause your patient to go in adrenal fatigue. This is not going to cause your patient to gain 40 pounds in 30 days. So it might help you lose weight, but I have found that there are some people, they are just closed.
Yeah.
And those are the people you have to walk away from and feel sorry for. That's how I look at it. I look for the people who are willing to hear.
Yeah, it just so happens that Bob and myself, we had lost a brother to multiple sclerosis. Now, had Soul been provided during that time, do you think it would have made a dramatic effect, or would have?
I have had people I know MS who are on it, and it does make an improvement.
On the pain side, or the?
Both. Both. But the thing of it is, I always say, I can't predict or I can't go back in time. And what we always say is, usually they notice an improvement.
Right away?
Well, it depends on how long or the state at which their body's currently in. For instance, I'll give you an example. I have 4 people with Lyme disease currently on Soul. I noticed a difference in 2 weeks. My girlfriend didn't notice a difference until 2 months. And then my other person noticed a difference after about 3.5 weeks. The gentleman who's still drinking beer every Friday night, he's on his own. So, again, so you see the difference. And again, it depends on each person. Some people do notice a difference, but some people notice at least a relief.
Well, the reason I asked is because I met a lot of people that were in his MS
Support
group, and I've been telling them about it. And now it just so happens that they're curious, so I was going to tell Bob to look into that.
I would. There's always possibilities. Okay. Yes, sir.
We got a lot of interest here. Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Tell them what you have there.
I have a young lady in my church that has MS. She had it for over 10 years. She took Soul in the first 60 days. She never moved. The first 60 days she moved. But they've been feeding to her through a feeding tube. I didn't know that. So I have a testimony. I have a video of her in June and one in August.
You should
Now
post that.
she can move. Okay, then the doctors studied her for like 3 days, and they said they're going to get her another tube so she can take 3 packs a day.
That's good.
After the meeting, you watch your video.
Yep. So that is Soul, and there's so many things that I could answer for you. It's what I do. I like to educate and like to teach about the product because I know and I've seen the science behind all of the ingredients. As far as the doctor thing, I'll just throw this at you, is sometimes you actually have to work with the person's afflicted, and sometimes the doctors have to get taken out of the picture. I'll give an example. I have a friend of mine who has an 11-year-old boy who had traumatic brain surgery due to something called the Chiari malformation. It is at which the brain part of the cerebellum can actually slip through some of your vertebrae. It's a horrific condition to be in. The son had the surgery, and a side effect of the surgery is chronic migraines, chronic headaches. Usually you're afflicted with that for a very long time. The little boy's 11. They tried some of the meds, because that's what they prescribed. Nothing helped the child. So she was on Soul for her shoulder, so she decided to give her son some. Well, he couldn't take a whole packet, because it was a little too thick. So she was giving him 2 tablespoons a day. I still have her text in my phone, and she texted me back and said, "You're not going to believe this." I did, though. That my son is no longer having headaches as a result of his surgery, and he's only on 2 tablespoons a day. She brought the research, the Soul, everything, my information to the doctors in Philadelphia, and guess what? He didn't want to hear about it. So the little boy's still on Soul, she's still giving it to him. But again, they're just doctors who are so into their box and they won't look outside their box. We look outside the box, and that's why we are here, and that's why we're going to change the world one person at a time with Soul.
Right.
So there you go. I can answer questions all night, but I think you want me to talk about something else.
Yes, the new product that we have.
There's a new product. And
And
What's that?
I
No,
know that
just
a lot of you got a sample, and I didn't have enough for everybody because you guys
I'll do my Vanna White impression.
But as she talks, I want you to just, just think about what you got in your hands, and then when you're ready, go ahead and drink it.
Okay. Core is another seed-based product. It's only 1 ounce instead of 2. It's green instead of red. I think it's neat how you do Christmas. I'm just kidding. Because if you walk in the stores right now, you can't tell where we're at season-wise. So I did create a PowerPoint for you. You are the first group in the nation to see this. It came off the press today. I had the guys proofread it. I have not proofread it yet. It just went through my department. So if there's typos, I apologize in advance, but I will post this up on my site for everybody. I talk about what is core, but I talk about your pH first. Most people I come into don't know what their body chemistry is and don't know their pH. Do you all know, who does not know what your pH is? Be honest. Thank you, yes. Your pH. This takes you back to 7th grade chemistry class. Any liquid in the universe has a relative acidity. That means it can put a hole in the floor. Or alkalinity, which can also be the same thing if you're on that same on the scale. Your body has a pH too. We measure the acidity and alkalinity of liquids. Okay? In chemistry, you may have done that with little blue papers. They turned red or blue. I don't know if you remember that.
Right.
Way back in
Litmus papers.
Okay, litmus paper. It's a scale of 0 to 14. 7's being neutral. In my world, we call that based or basic. pH is called potential hydrogen. I actually did bring pH strips. I might have it. In the human body, it refers to how oxygen-rich the fluid is in your body. The higher the pH reading, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the more alkaline or oxygen-rich you are. The lower the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, that means you're very acidic. Being acidic is what causes pretty much every disease known out there in the world. So what happens is if you don't have a balanced system, these are some of the things that are related to being acidic. Just some. I didn't put the whole list because we'd be here till 2 o'clock tomorrow. The biggest one I see in my practice, because I work with thyroid problems all the time, is hormone concerns and disorders. Menopause, which should not happen, PMS, which does not have to happen, night sweats, ED, cardiovascular weakness, weight gain, bladder, kidney, immune deficiency, just anything bad in the human body, I will tell you, is tied back to being acidic. That's my personal and professional opinion. Okay? How do you balance your pH? There's a way to do that. I teach people how to do it with what you eat and what you drink. Okay? You have 2 products right now that help that. You measure your pH. You can do it with little litmus papers. You can eat the foods and drink the right liquids that create a system that we consider as balanced. Remember, neutral, balanced. Okay? Decrease your stress and inflammation levels. How many know how to decrease your stress and inflammation right now? Drink a Sol.
Drink Sol.
Get enough sleep so that your hormones can function properly. Magic number is
8.
8. 8 hours for your hormonal feedback loop to happen. If you don't know what that is, I can teach you that later too. Eliminate toxins from the body. We've got a product that can do that. Who knows what that's called?
Soul. And core.
Core. Soul does too. Sorry. Okay. And you have to eat to protect your liver. Your liver. Yes, well both. When my breast cancer patients come in to me, the first thing I talk to them and teach them about is their liver and their lymphatic system. Your liver, it's you. Oh, you only have one. How many even know where it is? How many can point to your liver? I make my patients do this all the time. Okay, it's like right here. Okay, your kidneys are down below, back where your belt usually sits. Your liver has only 2 choices to do everything that you put into your body. Everything. Your liver only gets 2 choices. Process it so your body can function, or turn it into toxins. If your liver cannot recognize it, guess what it does? If you don't have the enzymes in your body to digest the foods that you eat, guess what it turns into? Toxins. People who are gluten sensitive, people who are lactose intolerant, they are that way because they don't have the enzymes in their system to digest or process it. I teach people that, real basic. And I know I'm going fast, but I do this for a living. So, okay. The importance of detoxifying, cleansing, and eating green. And I'm going to tell you about the word detoxify. Detox means to clean naturally. It does not mean to starve yourself for 3 to 5 days drinking nothing other than lemon or cranberry juice. Please don't do that. I get this, oh, well, I'm detoxing and I'm getting pimples and I have diarrhea and I'm not sleeping at night. Well, then there's something wrong with you. Your body's rebelling, folks. That's not natural. That's totally wrong. Okay? You need to eat to heal rather than eat to harm. And this is the best way to detox your liver. Okay? Do you know the basic calories you're supposed to have per day just to live?
2,000?
No, that's too high.
1,800?
If you slept all day
Oh, 1,200.
and didn't do anything, what's the basic number of calories your body needs to have? Every body
600?
has 700.
What?
Guys, a little bit more. I'm in a mixed crowd, so I won't say the next comment. But anyway. All right. So, you have to have fun. Okay, so the thing of it is you need about 700 to 800 calories a day just to function. You burn about 300 to 500 calories a night sleeping, if you sleep. Okay? So, you need to do that. So this is what I tell is, this is just one of my things. You need to do things naturally to help detox your liver. And we're going to talk about things that do that for you if you're not going to eat healthy. So I'm going to talk about core. There are some key ingredients in core. If you have the printouts from the company, they tell you. I have put the important ones in this PowerPoint presentation. I don't have all of them in, but I wanted to put the key ones in so you know. Milk thistle. This dates back centuries of research on milk thistle. I have the sources of where I got some of my information, so when you download this PowerPoint, you can have this with your people. The number one thing that milk thistle is used for across the country right now is to protect and promote the growth of your liver cells. It's been used for that for centuries. It fights oxidation, again, that acidosis thing we were talking about, balancing your pH. Enhances protein synthesis in your body. If you don't have protein, your hormones don't work. Because guess what your hormones need to bind to in your body? Proteins. So all those hormones you have, the estrogen, the testosterone, the prolactin, the vasopressin, all those lovely hormones we have, without protein synthesis, your hormones can't work. This is the other good thing about milk thistle that research has shown. It helps toxin blockades at the membrane level in the cells. So basically it gives your cells and kind of helps create a nice little, I call it a force field, to help some of those toxins out. And we need that in today's society with all the stressors we face. Also has been known for anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. And has historically been used, this is just a few by the way, I got from some of the research. Heartburn, depression, malaria, diabetes, liver disorders, and allergy symptoms. That's just a few. Milk thistle is in core. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing to have with you? Dandelion. Most people hate these. I personally love them because if they grow in your yard, that means your soil's really good. Dandelion. Wow. Dig them up and eat them, and don't put that Scott's junk down, please. High source of calcium. High source of iron. Antioxidant properties. Anti-inflammatory properties. There we go again. Isn't this amazing? Promotes urine production, and people go, oh, then I have to go to the bathroom all the time. That's a good thing. Your kidneys need to get rid of that stuff. Don't hold it in. Okay? Get it out. Dandelion helps do that. Helps support hydration. It has cleansing properties. Here are the big ones for thyroid health. Copper, manganese, zinc, phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium. All those guys out there suffering from ED, erectile dysfunction, that's because you have a zinc deficiency. That's the number one cause. It's considered a 14% protein, so you are getting protein. I'm a vegetarian, and people laugh at me all the time. Well, where do you get your protein from? Okay. Okay, spinach and dandelion have protein. It has vitamin A, vitamin C, B1, B2, B6, vitamin K. It's the highest source of vitamin K out there, guys. So if you're vitamin K deficient, get some dandelion. And of course, you ever heard dandelion tea? It's used in the herbal industry for weight loss for women. Black cumin, we know about black cumin. It's in salt, but guess what? You got it in core. So, my favorite for black cumin is it regulates the immune system. That's a very important thing in the human body today. Helps alleviate nasal drought. I'll let you read some of this, but it's been used to treat obesity, reduce pain. It may inhibit spasmodic activity. Your stroke, muscular dystrophy, epilepsy. I have people who use black cumin for those current conditions. Tourette's. There you go. Okay? And again, anti-cancer properties for black cumin. Okay? The other thing I love is cranberry. Did you ever go cranberry picking in the bogs?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't, but I want to. Cranberry is an excellent source of CE and fiber. It helps support the body's resistance against infectious agents. We know, everybody knows that if you have a UTI, a urinary tract infection, is to drink cranberry. It does that because it helps eliminate that's an error. Wait, it helps antioxidants, sorry. See, I have a typo, I just found them, so I'm not going to upload this yet. It offers anti-inflammatory and cancer-preventing properties. This is what I have found from the George Magellan Foundation. It slows tumor growth, has shown positive effects against prostate, liver, breast, colon, and ovarian cancer. And all of that has been documented. The sources are down here. It can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. And it does that because it actually prevents the platelet buildup on the artery walls. And that has also been documented. So cranberry has a lot of health benefits also. And also, there's a whole study on how cranberries help oral health because it prevents certain bacteria from adhering to your teeth. So those of you with gum disease and poor teeth, there you go. Okay, I'll fix that mistake, by the way. Kale is another good one. We all know about kale. Now, I will tell you, most of my thyroid patients stay away from kale because in raw form it's considered a goitrogenic. But this is from the leaf powdered form. So some of my thyroid patients can handle core in limited amounts. Kale, it's the number one use, control your blood sugar. That's what kale's been used for. It has a potential to lower the risk of cancer, and you can Google cancer and kale, and millions of studies will come up. Okay? Supports a healthy blood pressure, bone health, A, K, C, potassium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus. And this is a nice thing for all of the gentlemen who get kidney stones, and the doctor tells you to, watch your oxalates. Kale is a low oxalate level, which means the calcium and iron are easily absorbable by your digestive system with kale. Not so much with some of the other leafy greens that are out there. Okay? I have a lot of gentlemen who go, well, I can't have anything leafy or green. Well, yes, you can. You just need to know which ones. Okay, most doctors just say no to all of them, which prevents a health problem for you.
Right.
So you need to know which ones you can have. Kale's one of them. Great for heart health. Contains an antioxidant, it aids in digestion, and kale has been known for healthy skin and nails for years. So you can read a lot on kale, okay? And the last one is wheatgrass, and I know I'm going fast, but I don't want to keep all of you here till midnight. I'm so sorry. But anybody who wants this PowerPoint after I make that correction can have it. Wheatgrass, and this is the thing. I wish they would call it pretty green grass instead of wheatgrass. Because all of my gluten-free clients are like, well, I can't have it, it has wheatgrass. I'm like, no. It has nothing to do with wheat. They called it wheatgrass because it looks like wheat. But it's just pretty green grass, that's it. No gluten. The best thing about wheatgrass is that it gets rid of toxins out of the body. That's the only thing I can tell you. If you don't remember anything about wheatgrass, remember that it has nothing to do with wheat. It's gluten-free. And it is just phenomenal. It also contains 70% chlorophyll, which is the stuff that makes green plants green. That is such a phenomenal health benefit to the human body. Balances your pH. It does a million things, but it also helps your blood. Okay? Has been shown to cure acne, help in scar healing, and it also can increase your endurance. So a lot of athletes do a lot of wheatgrass smoothies. How many of you ever heard of this? You know what this is? Most people don't. They've never heard of it. It's actually an algae. This is actually an organic field where they grow it. Okay? So people think algae and go, ooh, gross. No, you should go, algae, yes! Okay, it's one of those really good things. It's a complete protein. It's wonderful. I add it to my smoothies all the time. Contains iodine. So if you have thyroid issues, the reason why most people have thyroid issues is because they don't have enough iodine in their system. Spirulina has it. It has about 13 to 14 of your essential amino acids you need on a regular basis. And it helps support your healthy RNA, your DNA. It aids in mineral absorption, immune system. It reduces cholesterol. It's a great source of iron, and it's antimicrobial. And I have so many clients who go on this and love it because it balances your pH and it helps with thyroid health, both men and women.
Does that help with radiation exposure with iodine?
Yeah, because it helps get rid of the toxins out of the body. Yeah, some of that metal exposure. Yeah. So those are just some of the things in core. And that's it. So I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about some of those things. Some of you may not know some of this information, but the research is out there. I unfortunately have done it, some of my graduate work, some as part of my practice work. But I want to at least share with you some of this stuff so that you have it. So that when you're out there talking about core and how it helps to detoxify and energize and cleanse, you know why it does what it does, so you can be educated and go, yeah, I know why core does this, and this is why, because this is what's in core. And this is how it will help you. Or this is how it can help you. Or this is how your life might be a little bit better because of soul and or core. So I wanted you to have this information tonight to teach you what I know about both of these products and about how you can then share this. I know I went fast, but you know, I can't keep you here till midnight. So, what I will do, and I always promise this whenever I do a soul presentation, is that you all will have access to this website. I can either email it to Ellie or I'll post it.
Susan, that list is going around. Everybody need to put their name, email address on that phone number, and we'll get it all out to them.
Right, and then I will make
your
sure
name's on the list.
that you can have this, and then I want to add a few more things, but then it'll be posted to my website. And the only thing I ask is you're allowed to use any of my PowerPoints on my website for your soul presentations. You cannot plagiarize it and turn it in as a grade for your graduate class. And the only thing I ask is just give credit and let them know who made it. That's it. Not asking, just, you know, hey, this is something that she's sharing with you. That's it. But if it helps you help others and helps you grow your business, then I did what I was supposed to do tonight.
All right.
So be educated, and if I can answer any questions, I will, but I want to make sure I'm on their time frame.
Okay, great.